The Redbrook Milk Factory. Everyone in Chequers Lane knows the factory, not because people talk about it, but because it is always there. You cannot really avoid seeing it. Even if you try not to look directly at it, it still sits at the edge of your vision. A constant presence, something that does not belong, but has somehow always been there. Chequers Lane itself is completely normal. Rows of houses, all close together. Small gardens with overgrown grass, plastic chairs, broken fences, cars parked tightly along both sides of the road. People going to work in the morning, children walking home from school in the afternoon. Nothing about it feels unusual until you notice the factory, the Redbrook Milk Factory. It rises above everything, not just tall, but heavy, like it is pressing down on the area around it. Steel silos stretch into the sky. Thick pipes run across the outside walls. Some of them disappear into the ground. Others connect to sections that look newer than the rest of the building, as if it has been changed over time, expanded, adjusted. And if you look closely at night, when everything else is still, you can sometimes see movement inside. Slow movement, mechanical, conveyor belts still running. Even when there are no lights on, even when no one is supposed to be working. And right next to it is Chequers Lane Primary School. Bright gates, painted walls, children laughing during the day, teachers standing at the entrance. A place that is supposed to feel safe, placed directly beside something that feels wrong. But no one questions it. No one ever does. Because when something has always been there, people stop thinking about it. They accept it, or they ignore it. And at night, there is a sound, a low hum, constant, steady. It never changes. It never stops. Once you notice it, you start hearing it all the time, even when you try not to, like something beneath the ground is alive. My name is Patty. I am 20 years old, and I have lived on Chequers Lane my entire life. I know what normal feels like here. I know the sound of mornings, doors closing, cars starting, people talking as they walk past each other. I know the afternoons, children leaving Chequers Lane Primary School, parents waiting by the gates, laughter echoing down the street, and I know the nights, quiet, still, except for that hum. I grew up seeing the factory from my bedroom window. Not all of it, just the top. A dark shape against the sky. At first, I never thought anything about it. It was just part of where I lived, like everything else. My friend Prince felt the same. We never questioned it. Not properly. Not until later. There was one person who never treated it like normal. My grandfather. He worked there when it first opened. At least that is what everyone said. But no one ever explained what he actually did, and he never talked about it properly. He was not the type to tell stories. He did not exaggerate. He did not try to scare anyone, which is why what he said stayed with me, because it never felt like imagination, only memory. I remember asking him about it when I was 11. It was raining that day. Not heavy rain, just steady. The kind that makes everything feel quieter. We were sitting in his living room. The television was on, but muted. The factory could be seen through the window in the distance. I asked him what it was like working there. He did not answer straight away. He just stared ahead, like he was listening to something far away. Then he spoke. They told us it was dairy production. He paused, but it was not. Something about the way he said it made me feel uneasy. I asked him what he meant. He rubbed his hands together slowly, like he was cold. There are levels under the ground, he said. They are not on any plans. I did not understand. Rooms they do not acknowledge, he continued. Then he said the part I never forgot. People went down there, and not all of them came back the same. I waited for him to explain, but he did not. He just stopped. And after that, he never spoke about the factory again. Years passed. Life stayed normal until people started disappearing. At first, it did not seem connected. A teenager who did not come home. A man who went out late and never returned. Things like that happen. People leave. People disappear. But then it got closer. Students from Chequers Lane Primary School. A boy after chess club, a girl after football practice. Children who should have been safe, who were only minutes from home. No witnesses, no signs of struggle, no explanation, just gone. And every time, there was one thing people avoided talking about. The path behind the factory, an overgrown service path, hidden behind trees and fencing. Easy to miss if you were not looking for it. People stopped using it completely. But Prince and I kept thinking about it, and I kept thinking about my grandfather. One night Prince said it. We should check behind the factory. I did not want to go, but I agreed. It felt like something I needed to do. We went just after midnight. Behind us were houses and streetlights. Normal life. Ahead of us was the factory, dark, too large, and that hum, always there. We stepped onto the path, and everything changed. The air felt colder immediately. Not just cold, heavy, like it was pressing down on us. My phone turned off in my hand. Prince checked his. Same thing. No signal, he said. But it felt like more than that. Like we had stepped somewhere we were not supposed to be. We kept walking. The path narrowed. Branches brushed against us. The trees felt too close. Then we heard something. Movement. Not footsteps. Just something shifting. Prince stopped. Did you hear that? I nodded. The hum was louder now. But we were walking away from the factory. That did not make sense. Then we saw the door. A metal door in the ground. Half buried. Not old. Not abandoned. Used. Scratches covered the surface. Long marks. Deep. Some looked like they came from the inside. Prince stepped back. This is wrong, but I was thinking about my grandfather. So I opened it. The door slammed shut behind us. Instantly. No echo, just silence. Then the hum came back. Louder. We were inside a corridor. Concrete walls, pipes running along the ceiling, water dripping somewhere in the distance, lights flickering above us. My phone turned on for a second, then died again. That is impossible, Prince said. We kept moving. There was nowhere else to go. Then we saw the clock. It was not moving normally. It skipped, jumped forward, paused, then jumped again. Like time itself was breaking. This place is wrong, Prince said. We kept going. Then we saw the rooms, glass walls, people inside, standing still. At first, I thought they were not real. Then one blinked, slowly. They are alive, Prince whispered. A child in a school uniform, from the school next to the factory. Their face kept changing slightly, like it could not stay the same. We saw more rooms, more people, adults, children, workers, all trapped. Then a man in a lab coat walked past. He did not look at us, but he spoke. Younger subjects last longer. Adults break down too fast. Prince grabbed my arm. We need to leave, but we could not. Then we saw the stairs. Going down. We followed them. Deeper. The air got heavier. The hum got stronger. Then we reached the chamber. It was enormous. Far bigger than it should have been. Machines everywhere. Pipes feeding into something we could not see. And in the center, a massive tank, filled with pale liquid, bodies inside, floating. Still. Then I saw him, my grandfather. His eyes were open, and they moved. They found me. He recognized me. For a moment, everything stopped. Then alarms started. Loud, sharp. The hum became violent. The building came alive. We ran. But the place changed. Hallways shifted. Doors appeared. It was trapping us. Then I saw him again, behind glass. Closer. He pressed his hand against it and mouthed one word, "Do not." Prince pulled me. We ran. Then suddenly there was an exit. We ran through it, outside. The air felt normal again. Our phones turned on, like nothing had happened. We did not speak. We just left. Days later, my mom gave me an envelope. It was from my grandfather. Inside was a photo of the factory. Older, smaller. On the back it said, "They told us it was dairy work, but it never was. They are experimenting on people, and I think I am still part of it." If you are reading this, I did not make it out. I went back once, during the day. The path was gone, like it never existed, but the factory was still there, unchanged, wrong. And as I stood there, I heard it again. The hum, soft, constant. Across the street, children were leaving school, laughing, normal. Then one boy stopped, completely still, for a moment too long. Then he blinked and walked away. No one questions the factory. No one ever does. But I do, because I know what my grandfather saw, and I know he never really left. And sometimes late at night, when everything is quiet enough, I still hear that hum under the ground, waiting. After everything that happened, I stopped sleeping properly. Because once you have seen what is inside the Redbrook milk factory, sleep does not feel like rest anymore. It feels like returning. Days passed, and life on Chequers Lane looked normal again. The same streets, the same school, Chequers Lane Primary School still letting children out every afternoon, the same factory standing behind it all. Huge, silent, wrong. But I could not unsee what I saw. The corridor, the hum, the people in the glass rooms, my grandfather, and the door. At first, I told myself it was over, but then I started noticing small things. People repeating the same actions. A man walking his dog past my house twice in the same morning. Children at the school stopping too long, like something paused them for a second. Just long enough to feel wrong, and always. The hum. At first it was only at night. Then it started appearing during the day. Not loud, just present. Like it was closer than before. I went to see Prince. He told me it was still happening to him too. He said he woke up at the same time every night, 3:17 in the morning, but sometimes he was not where he fell asleep. He said it felt like something was moving him, not physically, but like reality was adjusting around him. Then he said something I did not understand at first. He said it was not copying the world anymore. He said it was finishing it. That night, I went back to the factory. I do not know why. Maybe I already knew I was not done with it. The Redbrook milk factory still stood there, still massive, still silent, but the air around it felt different. No wind, no birds, no sound, just the hum. I went behind it, to the same path where everything started, and I saw it again. The door in the ground. It was slightly open, like it had been waiting for me. I should have left, but I did not. When I stepped forward, everything stopped. Not silence, not darkness, just stillness, like the world had frozen without breaking. Then I heard his voice. My grandfather. You should not be here. I turned, but nothing moved around me. Then he appeared, not walking, not arriving, just forming, like the place was remembering him. He looked weaker than before, like he was not fully real anymore. He told me the truth. He said the factory was not a factory. He said it was a correction system, something that does not take people. It records them, then rebuilds them. Better versions, stable versions. Versions that do not break reality. I asked him what that meant. He said everything I remembered was already part of it. The streets, the school, the people, even me. He said it was not destroying the world. It was replacing it, layer by layer, until nothing in it was wrong anymore. I did not want to believe it. But then I thought about everything. The repeating moments, the strange pauses in people, the hum that never stopped. And I understood something I did not want to understand. We never escaped the factory. We entered a version of the world it already built, a corrected version, a stable one. My grandfather looked at me one last time. He said, I was still seeing the errors because I was the last unstable piece. He said once I stop noticing them, the correction will finish and I will never see anything wrong again. He started fading. I asked him why he helped me. He smiled and said he was the first mistake. Then he was gone. The hum changed, not louder, smoother, like something had settled. Now I am writing this because I need to know if I am still seeing it correctly. If you are reading this and something feels slightly off, just small enough to notice, then you are still inside it too. Still seeing the mistakes, still hearing the hum, but it will not last. It never does, because the Redbrook milk factory is not a place, it is a process. And when it finishes correcting everything, there will be nothing left to notice. No errors, no differences, no memory that anything was ever wrong. Just a perfect world, and no one left who remembers it was ever different.